What is up, Twitch stream? Welcome.
What's up, guys?
Today is not the Kit Bash 3D Festival. Today is just Max's normal stream. I am Banks from Kit Bash 3D, and of course, with my partner, Max Burman.
What's up?
So
Thank you guys for tuning in this morning or evening, wherever you are.
Whatever does pertain to you. But we got a good, healthy group here in the chat with us. What's happening, everybody? We got Forrest Lamb, BNQP, some of the regulars. What's happening? Forrest Lamb says that Victorian kit though. We'll save that. We'll start with what's going on right now. So we've been of course in the middle of our launch, and we put out a new product today, which we will get to like we just said. But we have had so much awesome artwork come in from the KB3D Fest as well as the KB3D contest, which if you don't know, you can go to our website kitbash3d.com, and there you can download a sample kit where anyone who takes a sample kit and makes something with it, they can jump in and get involved with the contest. But let's talk about some of the work that has already come out of that, Max. What do we got here?
Sure, really quick, I just have to say BNQP says emptiest office ever.
I know.
That's hilarious.
Ben, you want a job, man? We got space.
Oh no, he's talking about
he's
mine.
talking about yours. He's talking about yours. Oh yeah.
There's nothing in here. I'm in a big empty room.
But Ben, this is just how Max lives. You know,
I live like a monk.
He is the most minimalist, efficient human being I've ever seen. You can tell in just about everything he does. You should watch him send an email. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny on that. I only have one chair, like one chair, and finally, with enough time of like Banks and Chris coming over and working on stuff here, they finally bought me a second chair.
We came over, brought the box, built the chair, and we're like, well, one of us will sit now. Yeah, for our first 2 months, I would sit in the living room on the couch, and we just talk through the wall.
Yeah, but getting back to artwork and
artwork.
Monk lifestyles. Guys, the quality of work that y'all have been putting out is just insane. Like, it is the most exciting thing in the world. Between these streams and Kit Bash and the course I did, one of the greatest places for happiness in me is seeing and being able to like push other people to make stuff. And I really can't thank you guys enough for participating in the Kit Bash contest and just posting all your awesome stuff and giving us shout outs too, because it really makes us feel warm and fuzzy.
It does make us feel warm and fuzzy. Yeah, man, I can't echo that enough, to just like see the amount of engagement we've had, the amount of joy people are getting out of these kits, and the awesome work that's coming from it. It makes all these long hours so worthwhile. So please keep interacting with us. Thank you all very much for being in this stream here with us, and hit us up on Instagram and get in the game with us if you're not, because we are dying to bring you value and make things awesome for you guys. So help us figure out how best to do that.
Yeah, well, let's should we talk about some of this?
Yeah, let's take a look.
So this is from Chad Knight.
This is the one and only Chad Knight, who I'm so stoked picked up the Neo Tokyo kit and rocked this thing out, man. I mean,
yeah, this is awesome. If you guys haven't seen Chad Knight's work, it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
His whole Instagram is just flooded with, I don't know if they're everydays, but he definitely produces a crap ton of work, and all to this quality level, which is insane.
He's really interesting, actually. He actually was a professional skateboarder before, and now is one of the senior modelers for Nike.
Oh, that's so nuts.
Yeah, go check out Chad Knight if you have not. We should get him on the show at some point too.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, this piece is friggin' gorgeous. I love the colors. I just love so much about this, and the reflections in the water, and just, yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. This is badass.
Oh, this is Chad Knight with the Arabic kit.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, he put both of these out this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Talking about just speed, man.
Yeah, someone's been having fun over the weekend.
I'm engaged here. I'm just posting to Instagram real quick.
Yeah, this is super cool. It reminds me of kind of that Skylanders type of colors and style. Snap, we got E-Man Shoe in the chat.
Yes! The one and
What's up,
only.
dude?
Man, we're gonna talk about something you made here just in a minute, but good lord, E-Man Shoe has just been cranking stuff out. If you're not following him on everything, do yourself a favor. This one came in from Skiva with like 4 E's on Instagram. I think this one's rad too, man.
This is super cool. I don't even know where to start with this. It's so. I love how he made a vehicle out of the hallways from Gothic.
I wonder where he got that idea. I'm loving that kind of stuff, man. Seeing people, of course, watching E-Man Shoe break up the kits for the first time and really get insanely creative. But seeing the work like this, where people are taking, a corridor from a Gothic castle and building a boat out of it, I think is just so rad.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And this is hashtag KB3D contest.
Oh,
so
snap! Okay,
this is in competition.
A contender.
Yeah, thank you, Skiba, for your piece in the game. Oh, and this is Aaron Donda.
Aaron Donda's made like 10 pieces with these kits so far. Like, it's insane how much he's like busted out. And again, I feel like there might have been some influences of making some vehicles out of some buildings.
I wonder, it may just be everyone's got the same idea, because these are Neo-Tokyo buildings that, he's made this whole cityscape down below, and then the buildings can actually lift off.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like when I see these types of things, that everyone else is way more creative than me with these kits. Super cool.
Yeah, I love how he put the antennas and stuff underneath the buildings.
Yeah. And this is another one from him as well, right?
This is him again. Yeah, he unfortunately doesn't have an Instagram. We were talking to him yesterday about this, but he does have a Facebook, so you can check him out there too. And am I wrong? Is that Gothic in the far distance?
Yeah, I think that's Gothic over here, and then you can see Gothic sprinkled into Tokyo.
Yeah, right. So rad. I love that, and I love how many people have put their own characters right in the foreground. Like what Nick Hyatt was calling the noun. Or really even how you talk about building things as your images for the key art for these things as a mannequin without a head, and then so many people have come in and put their own head on the piece of it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I see we got Steve Corman in the chat. What up, dog?
Oh, and Momo Goods is here. Momo is the man. He is the one who helped us all the way through the KB3D festival, and he is from Learn Squared. He says that he gives a link for Aaron Donda's ArtStation. So check out his ArtStation as well.
Awesome. Real quick, guys, we're going to get into showing some stuff and get into some Photoshop and Maya and stuff like that. But we really want to spotlight a couple of artists who are doing rad stuff, especially, people throwing shout outs our way. We want to really return the favor and spotlight some of the cool stuff that we've seen before we jump into anything else.
And on that note, if you haven't jumped in with us, or if you're not connected with us on Instagram or on any of the other platforms, please do. Hit us up, download a sample kit, get involved with the contest. We want to feature your work. Show us what you're making with this stuff, man. We're dying to connect with you, get to know you better, and figure out how we can make your life a little bit cooler.
Yeah, Banks is friendlier than me, so.
Yeah, Matt, I got to pull Max along, but he's doing it.
I guess we'll have friends. This piece is from David Tilton that he did for the Kipash Festival.
Yeah, a week ago yesterday.
Yeah, this is badass. I love the mood and the lighting. This is something to, one of the things I love about looking at as much artwork as possible and trying to consume as much as possible. is to try to read the painting. Like every painting is like a book, and trying to understand the structure of it and what's going on with it. And I think it's super important for artists out there to practice this and to understand, you know, when you look at a painting like this, where does your eye go first? And where does it go second? Where does it go third? And that shows you the beginning, middle, and end of a painting, right? And then you look at how your eye is moving around a painting. So right away, like when you look at this painting, your eye goes straight to this castle, to this like turret type of thing, and to this window specifically, right? And then it kind of hits this bridge and then moves up through this river and catches the edge of this building and then brings you back down around. And that's one of the reasons this painting is working so well, is because it has a circular motion that keeps you looking at it. You know, your eye isn't being pulled off of this screen. And then on top of that, David's using strong lines to guide your eye to the focal point. So this bridge over here and this bridge over here are all guiding you to this focal point. And you know, these are all decisions that we make while we're doing a painting, and all these decisions are meant to tell a story. And so I just think it's important when we like look at artwork to try to read into it and see what's working, what's not, where's the eye being pulled to, so that when we go and attempt paintings, we have a clearer understanding of how everyone else is using these tools.
It was cool during the festival watching David fog the rest of this to really focus on the turret, you know, and how he put everything else so specifically in the background to get you right into where he wanted you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool to watch this stuff live.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Thanks, David.
Great work, David.
You're the man. This is another one for the KB3D contest. So this is with the Gothic sample kit.
Awesome. Yeah, this is badass. I love seeing the wireframe too. It actually adds a really nice element to the design. And the colors are cool. I love this like red with this little turquoise. This is super cool.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm just looking it up right now. I believe this is Tyranny.tv, who has brought that one into play.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, he has done several really cool things for this.
Cool. This is awesome. This was another one that kind of took me by surprise. I want to zoom in here, but there we go. Yeah, this is just super pretty. I love this. And another thing of just, you know, how's he using the elements to tell a story? And like with this, it's repetition, which is a really powerful tool that you can use. You know, when you have a repeating pattern and then something that breaks the pattern, it pulls your eye to it. It's another tool and something that you can use to create a focal point. This one we featured in our newsletter as well, which you can sign up for on kitbash3d.com. Yeah, this is fantastic. He's creating two focal points too. By boosting the bloom over here and over here, it has your eye bouncing between the two, which kind of also can tell a story of these two characters in this world that's, you know, deep and vast and beyond them, and you know, two characters who are fighting the repetition. It's really cool. It's really great the use of all the elements in here. Yeah, awesome.
Oh, sweet. That is Mateo's. He says, "Yeah, that's me, and I'm glad you like it. Thanks for the feedback."
Dude, great work. Fantastic work. Let me see what else we got. Oh, we got some Instagram polls. Another one from Tyranny, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, super cool. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, and Andre has posted several of his work in progresses to get to here, which I think is also a really fun part of the process to let us see what's going on and talk about it before it's up.
Yeah, awesome. Love the colors. Beautiful. VFX Freak. This is so cool. It looks like a Tycho album.
Right? Yeah, totally.
Super awesome image, and super happy to have VFX Freak back at it.
Yeah, man. He has been really active in the chats with us all through the festival. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, works for The Void. in Utah making all the cool VR location-based stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, super rad. This one I thought was so creative.
Yeah, doing that Monument Valley kind of mashup with the Gothic kit.
Yeah, exactly.
Super cool.
Another KB 3D contest.
Chris Ock asks, is there a trial or something to try it out?
Great question, Chris.
There is. If you go to the Kit Bash 3D website, we added actually a button to the top now to make it even easier that just says try a sample kit, and you can just enter in your email address, and you'll get like a confirm your email address email first, and once you hit confirm, then you get an email with the sample kit.
Yeah, Mateo just hit you up with the URL right there. Thanks, Mateo.
Yeah. Dude, this is badass. Mitch Myers.
Mitch Myers, man. Coming in strong with the Art Deco kit, man. Mitch has got such a cool body of work. He reminds me of, why am I blanking on the name of the movie? Dark City.
Tower? Or Dark City, yeah.
Oh, look, both of us like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks, Mitch. Ooh,
and
all
then
right.
we got this piece of crap.
E-Man Shoe, ladies and gentlemen. Emmanuel has done such awesome work with this, such creative work. I mean, this was a thing that he did in the middle of, or at the very beginning of his festival stream, and then he actually went another way and made that iconic piece for us where he bashed all 4 kits together. But he was the first person that I saw do this, where he took a building, turned it on its side, and made it into a ship. You know, he calls this the Armada.
Yeah, this image there's the higher res. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Sweet. Yeah, because this is Deco and Neo Tokyo slammed together to make this.
Yeah, badass.
You know,
So badass.
and speaking of Emmanuel Shu, saw Blade Runner this weekend, and I saw some ships in there that looked quite similar to this. There was a moment where I was like, I wonder if they turn buildings on their side.
There's definitely a lot of, you can see his voice coming through in a lot of those designs. Like, great work, congratulations, E-Man. That, first of all, that movie was incredible. Second of all, it's cool to see elements in there that definitely have your artistic voice coming through.
Yeah, seriously, man. So if you guys don't know, Emmanuel Shu did some of the concepts on the new Blade Runner 2049, which go see because it's really rad.
We already
we went through that one. Yep. Now here we go.
I feel like this is a great time to show off the first image coming through for the Victorian kit.
So yeah, if y'all don't know, we are launching a new kit right now, and it is called Victorian.
Come on, where are you? Boom, boom.
So-
Victorian, boom. We released a new kit. It's 1 month since we launched Kit Bash, and so for the 1 month mark, we wanted to get a new kit out there for you guys, and you know, as something to show that we're going to continue to release kits as often as possible and always give you guys new stuff to play with. And you know, we'll talk more about Victorian, but before that, I really want to spotlight this incredible image, which was this image just makes me laugh. And there's a story that goes with it, and I'm going to pull it up. This image is by Mihailo Radasevic, who actually modeled the Victorian kit. He's like an absolutely incredible 3D artist and human being, super cool guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him in Croatia during IFCC, and hit him up about maybe helping out with some kits. And he jumped right on it and built Victorian as his first kit. And like, we couldn't be happier with how the kit turned out. And you know, and then on top of that, as soon as we launched day one, he's like, hey, by the way, here's my first image using the kit.
I think it's such a cool story how y'all met. And we spoke so much during the festival about the importance of networking on the computer, but also getting outside, getting into the world, and going to events like IFCC and engaging with the community, and realizing putting faces to names and images makes it so much more real, and you realize how friendly the VFX community can be. So I think this is just such a great example of the guy who's modeling kits for us now. You met at IFCC.
Yeah. I'm gonna post his portfolio in the chat, so that you guys can go check him out, because he really is an incredible artist. And he was working on the IFCC opening titles, and that whole team of people, I call them my Serbian brothers from another mother. Saba and and everyone in that team is just such a cool group of people, and I'm so happy I got to meet them, and getting to work with Mihailo now, a couple months after that is just it's the bomb.
Well, he wrote a story with this, didn't he?
He did, and I really want to read this story because I think it's hilarious, and just talk about a way to push this even further. So he created this image. I'm just going to read the story that he sent me. It goes, a short history lesson. During the land wars, a period of agrarian agitation in rural Ireland during the period of 1850s to 1890s, Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom wanted to quell the Irish uprising by devising a plan called Bombard Irish Grounds by English Nuke, or short, Big Ben. As the one-stage missile was built in 1859, dressed up as a massive clock and filled with gunpowder appropriated from the Chinese during the Second Opium War, it stood as a marvel of English engineering. But nobody knew that Big Ben was not just an ordinary clock, but a heavy-duty MRBM, a medium-range ballistic missile. Big Ben was launched early in the morning on 31st of February, 1875. Fortunately, as the missile was too heavy and gunpowder was a bad choice for rocket fuel, it was a bad choice for rocket fuel, the whole thing crashed near Worcester, killing no one. After that, a second Big Ben was quickly built, the one we all know today, and because there was no TV or internet, everything was covered up quite nicely by MI5. This picture was shot and kept secretly by a man who thought it could be important to show what really happened. His name was Justin Case.
And so began the chronicles of Justin Case versus MI5.
So good.
Oh man, I love that. I love the creativity. I love the desire to create your own narratives, to have meaning behind your concept work, and then to take things like Big Ben and turn them into missiles. It's just like turning buildings on their side and making armadas out of them. I think it's just so fun to see what everyone can do with this.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, huge shout out to Mihailo, and amazing image, amazing story, and even more so amazing kit that hopefully now other people can take and get inspired to create their worlds and stories.
I mean this kit, we should probably jump to it. This kit is so rad. I think
don't show it off.
Yeah, this is the biggest, the most intricate designs across the board. I think Mihailo is just amazing.
Yeah, dude, he really went above and beyond on these. Like, this is friggin' insane.
Yeah, I mean,
look at this.
Talking about narratives, my mind just goes nuts peeling through this. In every single one of these rooms, you've got a story that could last a whole movie. Yeah,
completely. So we started, the first model we started with was Big Ben, which is over here. We were like, we really want this to set the pace for Victorian. And then from there, one of the big challenges is with our kits, we try to keep them medium poly, so that, it doesn't break a machine when you try to use it, or when you try to duplicate it a million times. Like, you can see there's no edge loops, but it's quad, so you could add the detail if you want. But then he started going to town on all of Parliament, and quickly we were like, whoa, like we're
We're gonna crash.
We're going to break everything if we build Parliament one for one exactly how it is, which he's 100% capable of doing, and was about to go and do that. So then we started to think, well, how do we take this super complex structure and make it so that it's still part of the kit, so you're not just buying a model. So what we decided to do was we broke Parliament up into just the elements, the different pieces of Parliament. And so rather than having exactly one-for-one Parliament, we said, okay, well, there's the Victoria Tower, there's Big Ben, there's the halls, there's the entranceways, and we took each one of those pieces and split that up into a piece so that we could not just make a giant heavy poly model, but B, let people kind of create their own versions of Parliament by mixing and matching and rearranging these different pieces however they want.
What I love about this too, Max, is looking at it now, all I'm seeing are spaceships.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a whole Parliament-influenced fleet, and I'm wondering who out there is going to be the first to make it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And, we moved on from there to creating, we wanted to have a couple monuments, so we have St. Paul's Cathedral here, which, is absolutely gorgeous and definitely, matches exactly what, it matches the architecture. And we have the London Bridge. And, this is pretty beautiful in its own right. And then from there, we were like, okay, well, from here, we know we want these kind of European streets. And then, so we kind of broke this up into three sections. We said, we want these monuments, these bigger things. We want these streets, and then we want these kind of businesses or these kind of more regal looking buildings that we could then use to transition between the two.
Hey Max, you mind if I just catch us up on the comments? I don't want to ignore the comments here.
Yeah, sure.
Chris Auk says he met Sava at Playgrounds last year, and he is super cool.
He is super cool.
He is super cool. And JV's in the room with us. What up, JV? Thanks for tuning in. Mateo has got to leave, and he says, looking forward to the next stream. Have fun. You guys are great and inspiring. Thank you for joining us, Mateo.
Thank you, Mateo, and keep up the great work.
And Alex says, I needed this kit a month ago. Well, hopefully we're not a month too late, Alex.
We're going as fast as possible, Alex. We're trying to stay ahead of it.
Yeah. And BNQP, thank you for being in the room with us again, says Kitbash 3D, all your resourceful needs for spaceships, sponsored by SpaceX, partnered with NASA. Your lips to Musk's ears, my man. And then Raj asks, who did the cover image for the Victorian kit? Let's jump over to the website for just a second and take a look at that cover that Raj is talking about, because I also want to add in a little tidbit of information. Since today is day one of the Victorian kit. Oh, Raj, to quickly answer your question, Max.
This handsome fella.
Max made this image as part of Max's cover art series. But since today is day one, we want to give a special kickback to all of you guys on the stream who have been with us, who are paying attention and hanging out with us and getting involved with us. So we want you to have this kit, and we want to make it available to you. So we have made a very special coupon code for today only. That is day one, all caps, DAYONE. If you go, as Max is doing here, if you go to checkout and you add in the discount DAYONE, caps.
Is it caps?
I'm sorry, it's not. It's not caps. How about that? No caps. You will get 50% off this kit.
So we're gonna do this. We're trying this out. We're testing it out. Basically, for people who are early adopters, who are loyal people who always use it. If you buy it on the first day, you get half off on the kit, and we're just gonna see how that works out. And maybe we'll keep doing it, maybe we won't. But at least for today, for the next, what, like 13 hours, so it'll end at midnight Pacific time. If you pick up the kit and you're one of the first people to get it, we feel like we gotta give you something. And so we're gonna give you guys half off.
Yeah, so 50% off if you use day one. Michael says "dayum" with a D-A-Y.
Should we talk about the mini?
You're bringing up a good point.
So this is another thing that we're testing right now, guys. We're like, this is the 1 month since we've launched. So like we're trying to listen to feedback, and we're trying to do everything right, and learn kind of just like how we can best go about this. And so one of the things we wanted to introduce was a mini kit. And so, maybe if you're not ready to like get the full on kit, but you still want to get in the door, we did like this mini kit, which kind of gives you one monument, a couple businesses, a couple of the city streets, and a lot of the building blocks. And I'm going to jump over and really quickly, let me talk about the building blocks, because that's something we haven't talked about. A lot of people have been using these kits really creatively, but some of the feedback we've gotten is people who take the models and they have to spend some time pulling it all apart because they want to create something way drastically different. And so what we did is we did that for you and created tons of different doors, entrances, windows, balconies, insets, signs, gates, awnings, rooftops, chimneys, lights, all of that stuff. So that, if you guys want to build your own city blocks and have it be completely custom and different than this, you have all the pieces that you need here. So that's something new that we're doing with this kit, and we've heard a lot of feedback, and we're listening to that and trying to adjust. And with the mini kit, you'll get a bunch of those pieces. It's like a sampler. It's not as small as a sample kit. Like a sample kit usually is only a couple pieces. This definitely has a lot more, and I think that there's a lot you can do with this, especially pushing and pulling these things apart. But we think that it's going to be a good entrance point into the kits that you want to make. So just to throw that out there, that we're trying this out. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are, and if this is something that you're interested in, or if we should just focus more of our time and all of our effort into the full kits.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are some of the most vocal and one of the core community. So we really want your feedback. All the feedback that we've gotten, we are listening to. We are nimble, and we're trying to figure out exactly how to bring you exactly the best ways we can do it. So hit us up. Let us know. Like a mini kit, and there is a day one, lowercase DAYONE code for the big kit, which can get you half off.
Also, a huge shout out to James Vincent, J Vincent 4, who's on the chat.
JV.
He did these product shots for us, which are absolutely beautiful, and I think really showcase the kit. And we're really grateful that he jumped in and was willing to offer his time and skills to show off what these kits are. And yeah, we're really thrilled with how these came out.
Momo says, a comment I got was that in Cinema 4D, when opening, selecting a building, the axis is always centered to the world instead of the object. That's a good point, Mo.
Oh, okay, noted. We'll take a look at that and try to address that.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the look, Momo Goods.
Should we pull through a little painting?
Yeah, let's do it. So this is the cover art that Max made for the full kit, and we're in now Photoshop, Max.
We are, yeah. So I had to quickly put this together. As many of you know, I'm also working many client jobs. So it's nice because it gives me the challenge and the test of how quickly can I use Git Bash to make an image. And so for this, it was about all said and done about a day and a half, maybe and some change. Um, yeah, let me pull through this.
We've got Steve Corman in the room. What up, Steve? He says, can't wait to use this kit as soon as I have some free time. Steve Corman, of course, opened the Kit Bash 3D Festival with an insane piece with the Gothic kit. Can't wait to see what you do with Victorian 2, my man. Yep, go ahead, Max.
Yeah. Well, definitely keep us updated with the comments, and because I don't want to let too many of them go by without us.
You know, and there's a cool conversation between Alex and Mo and JV about centering the objects. And JV's on it. He says you should be able to center pivot on the object. Thanks Momo and Alex and JV for engaging with us. And then Sari says there's an option to do that. You don't have to do it manually, so it's not a real worry, man. Okay. Well, nonetheless, we'll be looking into that as well. Yeah. So fire away, Max.
Yeah. Also on that note, we got a comment about the world scale, and that's something just to let you guys know that like we hear your feedback. One of the mistakes that we made, and I can honestly admit when we know that something's wrong and we're actively trying to address it, is we've gotten some feedback about the world scale. So moving forward, we're gonna really look at that and try to find the best units that will work across every software. Anyways, we love the feedback, because really our goal is to create the best kits in the world and to like streamline your workflows. So if there's even a little thing that you have to do every time you open up our kits, like we don't want you to have to do that. We want you to just open it up and get right to the action. So this is anyways, this is the render that I pulled out of Keyshot. I finally kind of hit my limit in Keyshot. I know I gotta learn Redshift. I'm hoping Steve Corman teaches me. Basically, I wanted to create this nighttime scene and get this really nice uplight in these buildings. So I like turned all these lamps into lights, and Keyshot was just like, go screw yourself. Like, no. So like this was after like 12 hours of rendering. It was like, crap, okay. So it just was one of those things of like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to paint a lot more. And I gave myself a direct lighting task that actually could render fully, and mix these two passes together to get. Let me see if I have my mix. Yeah, so this was my mix with the two renders to just kind of start to get into the ballpark. And then once I had that, I laid in my sky, which is always my first thing I do is just get a sky working in here. And the idea for the tone of this was I wanted that kind of, the end of night when the sun's starting to come up, but the city lights are still on. It's really that mood that you experience when you're walking home from a bar drunk somewhere in Europe. Like you've been out a little too late and the sun's starting to peak up, but it's kind of that warm light with that cool sky. And that's what I wanted to capture.
Is this from personal experience, Max?
No, I would never do that. I'm not a fan of the alcohols. So then I threw and started to just build up, now that I had this render in here, I started to just build up this background, finding some good images. I thought this image was really nice. It actually was a really nice lighting reference too, of kind of that early daybreak with the city lights still on. And then just color corrected this up. Mask it out. Got this all working. Let me expand my layers so that it's not super cramped. Same sort of thing here, and I'll hide the render so you guys can see. the original image, masking it out, and just kind of color correcting it into place and getting those colors working in the shadows, the highlights, the atmosphere, getting that warm up light that I want to match for everything else. And then getting some of these spires in. I really wanted to, wanted to get these regal elements poking through to carry your eye backwards. And then the first part of CG, which was St. Paul's, and what I actually ended up doing was using CG as a base. So I have my base for St. Paul's, and then what I ended up doing is finding a photo element just because of time, but being able to match and trying to get the perspective as close as possible with that photo element. And then getting a base in here, which you can see this. I wanted to get this kind of this entranceway in here. I think this actually is of St. Paul's. Yeah, so this is the base of St. Paul's. So I'm using the 3D as a perspective reference, and then color correcting this into place, and then painting the lighting. So I'll zoom in so you can see. I'm literally painting a mask with the lighting on there. Chris Ock says he's not a sinner.
And Steve Corman has chimed in saying he will come back and do some streams. And so I've written down a note about Redshift, and maybe we can get Corman to walk us through some Redshift stuff on the streams a little bit later once he's done with some of his client work.
What's up, Corman? You want to just tutor me live? I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Some live Redshift tutoring, maybe
some live tutoring,
maybe next week.
That would be amazing.
JD says, working with the UVs, they are set up and unwrapped, but I have to lay them out on my texture map individually, grabbing each UV, working in Blender 3D and using the FBX files.
You have to lay them on your texture map. Huh.
Individually grabbing each UV, yeah.
You shouldn't have to. The UVs should be laid out and set up for you to wrap a tileable right on there. Let us look into that. And actually, JD, if you could send us an email at info@kit-3d.com with what you're looking at and maybe some screen grabs, and we can dive in and see what we can do to fix that, because I'm pretty sure we have it set up for tileables. Cool, thank you. Yeah, so then, once I got to this point, then it was really like I'm masking out different parts of the, sorry, let me catch myself. Masking out different parts of the render and then color correcting them. And really the color correction is about bringing in that lighting and painting that red uplight coming in. And then filling in these lights, or these windows with just to give it some life around here. I'll just keep going through.
Some of those people up in the wee hours of the morning?
Yeah, exactly. So I got my mix with my renders, and then I'm just doing my color corrections, and then getting that kind of red glow and that uplight in there. And you can see I've really made that uplight super dramatic, but that's because I know that these things are going to get covered up, and I want them to shine through. And I'll just take a little section like this and kind of zoom in to kind of show the
yeah.
Cool. So the buildup of here. It's the base render, the color corrections, kind of building this up, getting that uplight from the streetlights down below, filling in those lights, and then getting a bit more of that street. Anyways, so it's not super. I didn't do that much to these renders. Again, I was trying to work fast and get a mood down, but luckily I was able to work fast because I think the geometry had a lot of information in there. And then I did my final color corrections. which is just, getting that moonlight, again, trying to just shape the scene and shape where your eye is moving around. And yeah, that's the cover.
Bangarang. That is the Victorian cover. And this is a Photoshop doc that if you are on our newsletter, you just might receive.
Yeah. Eventually, one day.
One day, someday. But we've sent out some cool PSDs of some of the earlier key art. And if you want to keep up with us on the newsletter, you want to get some of these things, you can, if you've downloaded the sample kit already, you can go onto our website at kipash3d.com, pick up a sample kit, and get some of these PSDs sent to you.
Yeah, and grab the sample kit this week, because I don't know if it's going to be around next week. That's
a good point.
A different sample kit next week.
So there is the hashtag KB3D contest going on right now, which ends on this stream next week, where all the artists from the Kipash 3D Festival will be voting on the winner of the sample kit work that has come out so far.
Yeah. And I want to ask this in every stream, especially when we have a new release. Because I have like a tally going of every time someone asks for a kit. What kits do you guys want to see? What do you want? What do you want next? What do you need constantly that you're not finding out there? Because we want to make sure that we get those things. And our kit, in full disclosure, our kit for next month is already built. But we're also freeing up people in production to start modeling the next couple kits, right? And so we want to make sure that whatever we kick them off on is stuff that you want. And right away we have medieval village, Indian Chinese kits, Asian style, space station, Asian. Wow, a lot of Asian.
Okay.
What do you think? You think like ancient, like Edo Japan type of thing? Is that what you guys are thinking? Yeah. Anyway, like keep us up to date with this and keep posting on the stream, and I'll add all of these to the tally and make sure that the kits we start off next are in line with what you guys need.
JV says yes. To ancient, yep. So like samurai villages and stuff. I like that. Some Edo Japan, maybe. That's a really cool idea.
It's a brilliant idea. I wonder if anyone designed a kit like that already.
We got some trees and rocks and landscape stuff. That's an idea we have not approached yet, because we're mainly sticking with architectural for the get-go. But I think some nature stuff would be really cool.
Like in full disclosure for the nature stuff, we are staying kind of away from that right now, because we do believe that there's really great resources for that. But I don't think that they're packaged up and as easy to use as the stuff we're doing. So I think for the immediate future, there's alternatives to that, whereas there's not as many alternatives for all this other stuff. But eventually, I do think we would like to get into more nature, organic, and more vehicle stuff. But for now, I think we're really going to stick with architectural styles and environments because it's just not out there.
Yeah, that's how we came to this. It was what Maxx would need in his process. What is not available to you already, and then we thought, well, if it's something you'd need, perhaps it's something everyone else would need too.
Yeah.
Well, so we are just about button up to time here. JV says abandoned would be dope. Abandoned. That's an interesting idea.
Maybe a little like a war zone type of thing.
Yeah, like abandoned buildings, like something that's been destructed or something. That's a cool idea. And Ocean Studio is in the house, says street lights and signs and manhole covers, and JV says an NYC subway. Interesting thoughts. I like that idea.
That is cool. We just started playing with that for the
Yeah.
first time in this kit of giving like streets and sidewalks and some lights. But I do agree that there needs to be more of that out there, and so um, yeah, we'll definitely be looking at that and see what kit that would fit really well with.
Yeah. And before we wrap up, I just want to remind you all that there is a coupon code out right now, which is all lowercase Day1, DAYONE. And with you guys, we're only putting this coupon code out onto the stream, and we're curious to see how you guys respond to this. If getting a kit at 50% off on day one is something that's attractive to you guys. If this is the because you guys are our main core group here, and we wanna give you guys as much of a kickback as we can. So that'll be good until midnight tonight, and we're seeing what y'all do with it.
Yeah, and I really want to again give a huge shout out to Mihailo Radosevic for modeling this ridiculously beautiful kit. Like he really killed it on this, and as well as James Vincent for the product shots, and then Momo for helping us with all the streams, and Gooch Chris Gaucho, who isn't on the stream with us but is very much our partner in crime and teammate in making all of this happen. Yeah.
So to wrap it all up, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being here with us. Gooch says, "Oh, I'm here." He's in the room. Thank you all for going on this ride with us. It has been an incredible first month, and we could not be more excited to bring this new product to you guys. And we can't wait to see what you do with it. So please keep communicating with us. Reach out to us on Instagram, at KitBash3D on Insta, tweet, face, whatever pertains to you. You can also reach Max and I on Instagram as well. Hit us up. Let us know how things are going. Download your sample kit if you want one. KitBash3D.com. We got the KB3D contest going on, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys so much, and have an awesome day.
Bang, bang. See you guys.